People who refuse to move out of the passing lane no matter what. Why? All 50 states have, seldom enforced, laws that prohibit left lane travel unless passing to some degree. It's obnoxious, and having to pass on the right is dangerous. Why do you refuse to stay in the proper travel lane? My great-aunt who died a few years ago once said that she loves driving in the left lane because it's just wide open road in front of her, aka she's driving slow so everybody is passing her on the right. I was like, no Aunt Suzanne, you're doing it wrong. I've never been so eager to read a comment section because for the life of me I don't understand why. 3 types of responses so far. People expressing frustration at this behavior, people saying they do this in certain circumstances and otherwise get out of the way, holier than thou wannabe traffic cops who hate anyone going 1 mph over the speed limit, edit. And the classic, state the commenter lives in, has the worst drivers and do this all time. I've traveled to a lot of states in the US, and the only place that drivers followed this law consistently, that I noticed, was in Kansas. Because they feel like it is their job to enforce the speed limit. I've noticed that people think anyone driving faster than me is a maniac, and anyone driving slower than me is a moron. Because cops don't enforce the left lane equals passing lane rule properly. Also because in real world most humans are self-centered and inconsiderate. I find they generally are driving in their own little bubble and don't really pay attention to what's going on around them on the road unless it's directly in front of them and in their field of view. I don't get it either. I think it may legitimately be a lack of awareness, which is concerning law. Even if it's not illegal, I find it selfish to drive without regard for the traffic around oneself. Turn signals only exist to communicate with others. One can turn without putting them on, and I see them used only about half of the time down here in NC. Edit. To add, I notice this with both my 60-yo mother as well as my 24-yo friends. None of them are angry drivers who are trying to control the speed of those around them, but they seem to not notice these things. For example, we'd be coming back from a lake trip with kayaks in the back of a pickup truck on I-40, obviously not going super fast, and my buddy will just be sitting in the leftmost of 3 lanes. I always feel like a dick having to tell him, or whoever's driving, that they should probably move over to the right lane. They legitimately don't seem to notice the cars coming up behind them and then having to pass on the right with more traffic, etc.